the edge of what we think we understand about our planet stands a forest that refuses to be simplified. The Amazon rainforest, the largest, most biodiverse, and most mysterious jungle on planet Earth. A vast, untamed expanse stretching across millions of square miles. A realm so thick and so immense that enormous portions have never been touched by modern civilization. For centuries, we imagined it as an untouched Eden, inhabited only by small, scattered tribes. But we were wrong, so terribly wrong. Beneath this endless canopy of green, under layers of shadow and humidity, lie revelations that challenge our grasp of history, science, and perhaps even reality itself. Discoveries that have stunned experts and forced us to reconsider everything we thought we knew. Today, we're counting down the 5 most terrifying discoveries in the Amazon that have terrified the world. Number 5. The post-apocalyptic garden. The most unsettling discovery in the Amazon is an interpretation that overturns centuries of belief. The Amazon rainforest, long considered the ultimate untouched wilderness, is not untouched at all. It is a post-apocalyptic garden. For generations, the prevailing narrative portrayed the Amazon as primordial forest with humans as marginal intruders. But the evidence suggests the opposite. The soil itself provides testimony. The existence of Terrapa stands as one of the most remarkable examples of environmental engineering in human history. Ancient Amazonians did not simply cultivate crops. They constructed fertile soil gradually over centuries. These deposits of black carbon-rich earth remain productive today and are not natural formations. They are deliberate human creations, designed to sustain vast populations. When combined with LIDAR revelations of expansive settlements, roads, and canals, the conclusion becomes unavoidable. The Amazon was not sparsely inhabited wilderness. It was an intentionally managed landscape composed of cities, orchards, fields, and regulated forests. As the author Charles C. Mann observes, what European explorers saw was not a pristine world, but a recently widowed one. The individuals who shaped and maintained this immense cultivated environment for millennia had disappeared, victims of collapse and disease. Explorers traversed a graveyard without recognizing it. This is the most unsettling realization. The scale of pre-Columbian population was so extensive that it reshapes the meaning of wilderness. The distribution of numerous plant species once assumed random is now thought to reflect ancient cultivation. The forests were orchards. The land was engineered for human use. What exists today represents that system abandoned and overgrown for 5 centuries. The wildness we associate with the Amazon partly reflects decay from a managed state. This is disturbing because it means a vast chapter of human history involving millions in societies, as complex as any in the old world, was nearly erased from collective memory. The knowledge loss is immense. These societies understood how to inhabit the planet's most intricate ecosystem sustainably and at scale. That expertise is gone, concealed beneath centuries of regrowth and misunderstanding. It compels us to reconsider what we call natural. The Amazon is not a world without us. It is a world after us, a monument to a civilization that disappeared, a garden surviving beyond its gardeners. And the deepest unease arises from this possibility that an entire world can vanish so completely that its remnants are mistaken for untouched nature. The Amazon preserves the memory of an apocalypse, and we are only beginning to interpret its quiet warning. From rivers that boil to the echoes of lost empires, the Amazon remains one of Earth's final frontiers. Each discovery removes one layer of mystery while revealing deeper uncertainties. The findings discussed today demonstrate that the jungle is not empty wilderness, but a landscape shaped by ancient achievements, present-day crises, and cautionary lessons for the future. What do you think is the most terrifying discovery in the Amazon? A creature from legend or the remnants of a forgotten civilization? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Number 4. The living shadow rare venomous snake species. The Congo Basin contains more venomous snake species than almost any other single ecosystem on Earth. Many have been catalogued, many have not. The gaboon viper, the black mamba, the forest cobra. These are known, these have been examined, their venom profiles analyzed, antivenoms developed, behaviors recorded. They are dangerous in the way known things are dangerous predictably, within understood limits. But herpetologists working in the deep forest interior have repeatedly documented encounters with species that do not correspond to any classified animal. Snakes of unusual length. Snakes displaying coloration patterns inconsistent with any recognized regional species. In multiple instances, researchers photographed specimens that, upon return to institutions equipped for analysis, could not be conclusively matched to existing classifications. The Congo's snake fauna is understudied relative to the scale of the ecosystem. Much of the research derives from accessible areas near rivers and settlements. The interior, particularly elevated forest zones where temperature and vegetation differ significantly from riverine environments, has been surveyed only intermittently. There are reasons to believe the complete diversity of venomous species in those zones has not been documented. This extends beyond taxonomy. Medical facilities in the region are sparse, distant, often under-resourced. Antivenom for known species is difficult to secure. Antivenom for an unknown species does not exist. A researcher or explorer bitten by an unclassified snake in the deep interior confronts a scenario modern medicine cannot resolve. Not because knowledge is absent somewhere, but because the specific venom has never been characterized in the Congo interior. The distance between a snake you have not seen and a situation without remedy is very small. And it is narrowing. Up to this point, these discoveries have seen distant ancient impacts, unmapped rivers, colonial ruins, hidden animals, the forest guarding its secrets at arm's length, permitting cautious observation. But from here, the account turns darker. What follows are no longer merely unusual or unknown findings. What follows are discoveries that implicate us directly. Discoveries suggesting the forest is not simply mysterious. It is reacting, it is under pressure, and what is happening within it now, not in distant history, not in unseen depths, but now carries consequences extending far beyond the tree line. Number 3. The boiling river of the Amazon. Picture a river, not a soothing hot spring, but a waterway broad enough for 2 lanes of traffic, running for miles with water so hot it kills nearly anything that enters it. This is not fiction. This is the Chennai Tempishka, a real river deep within the Peruvian Amazon. Its name, given by the local Ashaninka people, translates to boil by the heat of the sun. But sunlight has nothing to do with it. For more than 4 miles, this river winds through the jungle as a steaming, roiling current with temperatures hovering near boiling, reaching up to 95,100 degrees Celsius, 212 degrees air. That is hot enough to brew tea, cook an egg, and inflict third-degree burns within seconds. Animals that stray into its waters, insects, snakes, small mammals, are cooked instantly. Their struggles are brief before the scalding current overtakes them. Locals recount finding larger animals drifting lifeless downstream, their flesh boiled to the bone. For generations, the existence of such a river was dismissed as legend, a myth born of Amazonian folklore. Scientists rejected it. Boiling rivers do exist, but they are always linked to active volcanoes. A nearby magma chamber is required to heat water to such extremes. The issue is that the closest active volcano lies more than 450 miles away. There was no established geological explanation for how a river of this size could remain so hot so far from volcanic activity. The river itself is a frightening sight. Steam billows upward in dense spectral clouds, cloaking the jungle in constant haze. The air vibrates with the low, relentless sound of churning water. Local shamans who have safeguarded the area for centuries believe the river is sacred, born from a colossal serpent spirit named Yakumama, the mother of the waters. To them, it is not merely heated water. It is alive and immensely powerful. So what generates this heat? Researchers like Russo now propose that it may be fueled by a vast non-volcanic geothermal system. Deep fractures in the Earth's crust could be channeling superheated water upward at extraordinary speeds. But this remains only a hypothesis. The volume and intensity of the water suggest a geothermal force unlike any other recorded in a non-volcanic region. The full explanation remains elusive. The horror of the boiling river lies not only in its lethal heat, but in the fact that it defies expectation, a reminder that nature's rules can break in the most remote corners of the world. Number 2. The bones of conflict. Deep forest tribal warfare remains. The Congo Basin has been a stage for human conflict as long as humans have inhabited it. Long before European arrival, forest communities maintained intricate territorial boundaries enforced through systems of conflict that left physical traces across the landscape. Archaeological surveys in accessible forest zones have uncovered sites indicative of organized large-scale violence. Burial grounds containing remains with evidence of weapon trauma. Fortified village locations constructed with defensive features inconsistent with ordinary settlement. Mass interment sites whose composition suggests events rather than gradual accumulation. event-specific moments of catastrophic violence in which victims were gathered and placed together. What researchers struggle to date precisely is how recent some of these sites may be. Organic material in the humid Congo environment degrades quickly. Skeletal remains on the forest floor can become structurally compromised within decades. Moisture, insects, soil acids, they do not preserve evidence the way temperate climates do. A site appearing ancient may not be. A site created within living memory may already resemble 1 century old. This uncertainty is not theoretical. It means that when researchers identify a location consistent with organized mass violence in the forest interior, they cannot always determine whether they are examining distant history or evidence of something more recent. And the Congo has not known prolonged peace. The conflicts of the 1990s and early 2000s, among the deadliest in modern history, unfolded largely within and around the forest. The interior served as a theater of operations, as refuge, as a place where actions occurred beyond observation. Some of those sites remain undiscovered. Some may never be. The forest, as it always does, continues absorbing what was placed within it. Number 1. The accusation the forest holds. Cannibalism during wartime. What follows is drawn entirely from documented testimony, from reports submitted by United Nations investigators, from accounts recorded by journalists operating in eastern Congo during the conflicts of the late 1990s and early 2000s. This is not folklore, it is not rumor, it is a documented element of what occurred in this forest during one of the most catastrophic periods of violence in recent human history. During the Second Congo War, a conflict involving armies from 9 nations and resulting in an estimated 5 to 6 million deaths, making it the deadliest conflict since World War II, credible reports surfaced of cannibalism practiced as a weapon of war. Not as a result of starvation, though starvation was widespread. Not as an isolated act of survival in desperation, but as a deliberate tactic of terror carried out in ways intended to fracture the psychological stability of communities. To erase the boundary between human and inhuman, to employ the most fundamental transgression available to break the will of populations armed groups sought to dominate. United Nations investigators recorded these accounts. Human rights organizations gathered survivor testimony. Reports described specific incidents, specific locations, specific armed factions. The forest interior again fulfilled its role. The same remoteness that shielded these areas from outside access also shielded them from international observers who might have intervened or at least documented events in real time. The scale of what transpired in the Congo between 1998 and 2003 and in conflicts continuing in various forms since is not fully absorbed by the outside world. The numbers are vast, the geography remote, the political complexity resistant to simplification, and so the forest contains it. The sites of those events remain in the interior, slowly reclaimed by vegetation becoming indistinguishable from surrounding forest floor. This is what the Congo holds. Not only strangeness, not only biodiversity, not only geological memory, it holds a record of what human beings are capable of when removed from scrutiny. When placed in conditions of absolute scarcity and absolute power, when the forest closes around them and the outside world disappears. The forest does not judge. It absorbs. It continues growing. It continues concealing, and it remains there. Each morning the canopy catches the light. Each night the interior seals itself again. The rivers flow through channels without names. Animals move through unmapped territories. Ruins stand in silent clearings. Evidence settles deeper into soil. The Congo Basin is not a mystery awaiting solution. It is a place compiling a particular record over millions of years. A record of what endures and what does not. Of what the earth retains and what it ultimately releases. We have identified 5 things within that forest. We have learned from each. What remains undiscovered may matter more than what we have found. The next revelation descends even further. If what this forest contains concerns you, and it should, then remain attentive. The Congo has not finished revealing itself, and what persists hidden in its deepest interior may redefine what we believe we know about this world and about ourselves. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below, and for more explorations into creepy discoveries, remember to like and subscribe.